Right on time as usual. Look at me. Let's go.
Hell yeah, dude. And I mean, it's not like you said 12 hours ago that you would be here at 2. It's not like it wasn't for anything important. It's not like at 2:30 I saw you type in Discord, this lady at the cemetery is blasting pop music. And
I went on a little bit of an adventure today.
It sounds like it. And then just before 3 o'clock, you're like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And then we synchronized poop because I hadn't pooped yet. And so I was like, all right, I guess I'll take my opportunity.
Look at that. We're on cycles.
That's what
matched
happens.
our cycles.
Yeah, when two powerful men get together, eventually they sync their cycles after being around each other long enough. So welcome to the What Are My Options podcast. This week this is episode 12. I am Trey. He is
Kyle.
And there we go. We've nailed the intro. We're experts at this. Kyle is in front of a cemetery for the audio listeners. Speaking of the audio listeners, I would like to apologize. The Spotify version of the podcast was only up for about 24 hours before it was taken down due to a copyright claim.
I got a complaint about that.
Who complained to you about that?
One of my coworkers texted me. I have the message here.
Okay.
Let me send it. I got this text at like 11. What time did I get this text? At 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, 11. No, 2:30 in the morning.
2:30 in the morning.
Crazy.
From our listener Hannah,
okay.
The one who thinks grave robbing is badass.
So I'll play Hannah here. At 2:30 in the morning. You're like, what? Did the Dave and Buster's catch on fire? Hey, what happened to episode 11 on Spotify? Oh yeah, it's Hannah, by the way. Wait, is this the first time this coworker has ever texted you?
Yes.
So
just to ask about the episode.
This coworker, you don't know who they are, you don't have their number, and at 2:30 in the morning you get a blind text. And for a moment, you don't know who's texting you about the podcast.
Exactly. I'm so scared. A random number. I'm like, how did they get my number? Did Trey say my number in the podcast? They're not emailing us. They're texting us now.
Yeah, I stuck it in the email. She said, oh, yeah, it's Hannah, by the way, at 2:32 a.m. Then at 2:56 in the morning, 30 minutes later at 3 in the morning, you reply,
LOL, we got a copyright strike due to music. We're gonna have to re-upload.
Then at 3:02 in the morning, boo, I was only halfway done with it, LOL.
I like the idea of listening to a podcast at 3 in the morning and then halfway through the episode, it disappears. And you're just like...
That's so ominous, because like, were we talking about something like creepy at halfway through the podcast? I don't know what we were talking about. I would love to know. But yeah, we got a deal. Now, I've many years had run-ins with copyright, so much stolen content over the years. But with this project, I've been so careful. It's 99.99% us just talking, so nothing can be copywritten. But if you have been watching the podcast, there is a small 10-second jingle at the beginning. Now, is it always the same jingle, or do you mix it up? It's this same. It feels very like, what are my options? It's from a 3-minute song. I took a 10-second clip, and that's not my issue. My issue, I'm going to send you the copyright email, and I want you to read it and see what my problem is, because I think there's some people that think I'm just like stealing stuff because that's happened in the past. But there you go. See if you can spot the problem.
I really thought we were able to play 10 seconds of Michael Jackson music at the start of every podcast, but apparently he was very upset. Hello, your episode, Bonfires and Halloween, episode 11, contains the following music. Song, streaming, gaming, royalty-free music, no DMCA, safe stream, beat, podcast music.
What the fuck?
The song. You're like, hello, Spotify. Did you read half of the words that say free music, no DMCA, safe? They just
podcast music, royalty free, DMCA safe. It's a trap.
They just made that the title of the song as a joke. They're like, you can use this song, we won't sue you. And the second somebody does, we're gonna sue them.
Location and episode, the 1 second to the 12-second mark. It is a hour and 40 minutes, 10 seconds of DMCA. So I sent an email appeal. I don't know if you read it, but I was very mean. I wasn't mean about it, but I was passive aggressive.
You're like, listen, shitheads.
I said, this was a mistake. The title of the media being claimed in a 10-second clip from a longer song titled Streaming Gaming Royalty-Free Music No DMCA Safe Stream Beat Podcast Music. The creator claims in 3 different ways in the title itself that it is more than allowed for a podcast, including terms that recognize that, such as royalty-free, no DMCA, and podcast music. If there is an issue with credit being given, I will be more than happy to give credit to Warren Carter. I have no intent to steal anyone's content, and if it is not truly free use, then I believe the creator should update the title. If they simply have a problem with it being used in my content specifically, then I recognize that and will cease doing so in the future. I have no need or intent to claim it as my own. To the best of my understanding, I used it in the way the creator intended in the title that they wrote. I basically just kept saying, they're stupid, they're stupid, they're stupid.
Listen up here, Warren, guy whose music we use every episode, you stupid idiot, you moron. Go ahead, just change the title. Be like, no, you gotta pay me now. Delist every single episode.
I want the title to be everyone except for Trey and Kyle. That's really, I want it to be personal. This is our first enemy. Now. So even if the appeal goes through, it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna stop using that jingle. I'm either gonna find something from like the 1800s that is fully like public domain, or just have something custom made. I have till Friday to figure that out. I was thinking of using Steamboat Willie's Whistlin' Tune, because that recently entered public domain last year, so anyone's legally allowed to use that.
If goddamn Warren No DMCA is coming after us, I don't think we want to just step up to Disney. You're like, maybe we'll have a better go with Disney. Let's try Disney next.
Listen, it's public domain. It's the 100-year law. We could really just put like Winnie the Pooh all over the podcast, and legally we would be fine. I definitely know all about the law. I also thought about like more public domain stuff, like the Always Sunny in Philadelphia theme tune. Maybe we'll just sing something in our free time and slap that on there. I won't say we'll use it, so don't do too much effort, but I guess if you want to throw a jingle at us, like a 10-second or less jingle,
I was about to say, anybody who wants to submit a song, you could be the official song of the podcast.
Now, if they all suck, we are not legally obligated to use any of them, but if it's just a 10-second little snippet at the beginning of each episode. If you want to throw it at us, maybe we'll cycle through a few. If it sucks,
we will play it, but we will make fun of you at the start of every episode. We'll be like, God, that song sucks.
So that was really fun and annoying to deal with this week. So, like we said at the top, I mean, no sugarcoating. You were at a cemetery earlier, you wanted an adventure. Name of the podcast is What Are My Options? I told Kyle he had 1 week, Tuesday to Tuesday, between recordings to take a selfie with 30 mile per hour speed limit sign, take a photo of a tombstone that says Kyle on it, respectful style, and the third one was make a cheeseburger.
Okay. We're gonna go through these in scale of difficulty, okay?
Now, if I had to guess, the least difficult would be the speed limit. Second place would be cheeseburger. Third place would be cemetery.
You got that all wrong, buddy. Buddy, you've got that all wrong. First things first, the 30 mile per hour sign was the hardest challenge we have ever done on this show. I could not find a damn... I've been looking the entire week. I started to think they didn't exist.
Dude.
I started to think you were trolling
80% of stop signs where or speed limit signs where I live, and I know where you live, are 30 mile per hour signs.
No, there's the 40... There's the 20. God forbid you see the 35 because some cop was like, nah, we'll give him 5 miles of leeway. There's children running through the streets, but 30's a little too slow.
Dang.
There's the 70s, the 80s. There was no 30s. I looked everywhere.
In my whole life, it's if you're near a school, it's 20. Beyond that, it's 30. Then if you're on like a main road, like Main Street or whatever, it's 40. And then you've got your 60, 70, 80.
I was driving through public neighborhoods that had 40 miles per hour, and I'm like, God damn,
First of all,
these
not
kids are gonna
safe
get
for your
annihilated.
children. Yeah, your kids are gonna get ran over.
I downloaded the Waze app, which lets people edit everything because they have a where you click on a street and it tells you the speed limit, but it goes off of like the average Waze user's speeds. So all the speeds were like 28, 44, 38 because of averages.
Right.
So I'm like looking at all these streets and trying to guess. Last night I spent 2 hours in Google Street View running around a digital Oklahoma. And every time I saw a 35 or a 25 mile per hour sign, I was about to lose it. I was going to order a 30 mile per hour sign off of Amazon, like a novelty sign, because I thought maybe it was a joke.
Yeah.
But then today, while I was driving to the cemetery, I found one and it was in somebody's yard.
Oh, okay. Since somebody's yard.
It was a little neighborhood, but the way the neighborhood was built, it was literally in the middle of like somebody's yard. So I parked in their driveway, jumped out of my car, ran out, took a selfie, ran back to their driveway, hopped in, and drove out as fast as I could before they questioned me.
Why wouldn't you park on the street? Why would you pull into their driveway to take a photo with property on their lawn? That's such like insult to injury.
I hope they have a Ring camera that just shows me like jumping out of their driveway and taking a selfie. But I literally was driving and I saw the 30 and I did a U-turn. I was like hyperventilating. I'm like, because I found it on accident.
You're just sweating immediately. I love, like, I was gonna say, of all the options, I threw that one as like charity. I was like, he's got to be like embarrassed at a cemetery. It's like, what's the most common thing you would see just driving around? Is like, I could either do like a traffic cone or a fire hydrant or just the most common speed limit sign.
You should have seen the way my face dropped when I asked my dad, who's lived here for many years, and I'm like, where's the nearest 30 mile per hour speed sign? And he looks at me and he's like, I don't think those exist. He's like, I don't think there are 30 mile per hour signs. And I'm like, damn.
I'm going to make a compilation video of me with every 30 mile per hour sign in my town by next episode. Just to, like, I feel like your face dropped sort of like, you know, when Gus goes to see the dude in the wheelchair and his face right as he realizes there's a bomb and his face drops. That was you. You were just like, I've been set up.
If you or anybody after this send me and be like, I see 30 mile per hour signs all the time, I'm gonna break your legs with a bowling ball. It took me an entire week to find this one sign.
If I knew it would be that difficult, I would have given you like 35 or 40 miles per hour. I didn't mean
I found plenty of those.
Yeah, I didn't mean for it to be that challenging. Dang. Sorry, buddy.
Okay.
All right, well that's a point on the board. We're officially tied 6-6.
Not the hardest challenge of today. The hardest challenge so far.
Oh.
Second challenge.
Okay, I see two buns. Oh no, there is a meat and a cheese and some. But there's some nice quality stuff there.
Here is my my microwave burger.
Lettuce is being green screened.
It is. I don't have any ketchup for this. This is okay.
Just squeeze the tomato real good.
I threw a meat patty in the microwave. There's a good chance some of these veggies might be expired, but let's take a good bite for posterity here. There it is.
We do one bite and one bite only. You know the rules.
This looks like the realistic Krabby Patty from that one episode where it just like
the
zooms
nasty
into
patty.
the screen. That green screen.
It's smiling at me. Yeah, it's the Tombstone burger.
There's dead people in my burger. Damn.
The burger's in grave danger. I feel like you got 90% lettuce there. Is there any of the meat? No, it's there. Is that bad?
Yummy.
Wait. That beeping I heard, was that the microwave? Is there a microwave on your desk?
That might just be the fact that The Price is Right is just playing on TV. If you hear dinging, it means somebody won a prize.
You got microwave cheeseburger. You're having a better day than most, buddy. Was it cold? Did the microwave do its job?
I didn't know how much to cook it for because it was frozen, so I just cooked it for like 8 minutes.
Oh, I was gonna say I should have said like grilled cheeseburger because that's not what I meant. But I did say just make a cheeseburger. I didn't say it had to be a good one. That is a shitty burger you've made.
I was gonna be delightfully devilish and disguise fast food as my own cooking, but I figured you'd probably catch on. So
no, yeah, you're good. You're good. You've made a burger. Okay, you're now in the lead 7-6. Some would say it's 6-7. Uh-huh. Proceed.
The score right now is 6-7.
It is. I can enjoy it while it lasts.
I went on a little adventure today.
Yeah.
To a cemetery. Not a little curbside cemetery, a good old big one.
Okay.
Giant ass cemetery, because my quest was to find a grave marked Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I assume that a lot of people who died in the 1800s and 1900s were named Kyle. Seems like a very common, like, Civil War, World War II name.
Do you think people stopped dying in the 1900s? And in the 2000s, there's been no deaths? Like, at cemeteries, there's only ancient people?
I wasn't hanging out in, like, the baby section.
You could have been born in 1990 and be 35 right now, Kyle.
Nobody under the age of 35 is in a cemetery. We're still going strong. Okay. We got a ways to go.
Hold the line, boys.
I go to the cemetery, and needless to say, I'm not just there blind. I did go on the website, and I searched for Kyles. There were multiple Kyles. There was a Sergeant Kyle, a Dr. Kyle. There was a Kyle that was 0 days old. Very depressing. Didn't want to go find that one. Needless to say, I did find one Kyle, but it did have a big old map of the cemetery, which was broken into sections.
Okay.
And then it told me that Kyle was in, like, section 14, and then it was, like, grave, yada, yada.
Okay.
And I'm like, this should be simple. There's so many graves. There's literally, like, there must have been thousands of graves here. It was, like, the biggest cemetery I've ever seen.
Okay.
And there's other people there. What I'm wearing now is what I was wearing at the cemetery, which is a bright-ass novelty Hawaiian t-shirt, which I don't know if there's a dress code for cemeteries.
And even though it's a nice day, you broke out into a sweat from the 30-mile-per-hour rush.
Yeah. And like I said, there was an old woman there with a walker walking around blasting pop music at full volume, which was really setting the mood for the event. So last week I gave you the challenge of go for an autumn walk. And that was probably really nice. That was really sweet.
Yeah.
I went for an autumn walk today, except there was a bit more, like, thinking about my mortality.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
And then I'm in section 14, and I'm essentially doing the Where's Waldo thing, which is where you basically, like, start at the top and you go all the way right, and then you go down one and you go all the way left.
And you're rejecting these tombstones where you go, no.
No. I did find one where the guy was named Furry. I was going to take a picture of that, but I didn't want to because I'm sure he was a World War II vet named Furry. Oh. And then I get to the grave, and I nearly drop to my knees. You can censor this as much as you want. We have Kyle M.
Okay. Who? 55, clean number.
Just 55.
I shouldn't say too much more than that. I was about to... All right, yeah.
Let's just say he didn't get to experience the summer of 69.
I was going to say he missed the moon landing.
He missed the moon landing by 1 year.
That's unfortunate. So you had Sergeant Kyle, you had Medical Officer Kyle, you had President Kyle, but you were like, I want Kyle M.
All the other were so fancy. This one, there's nothing there. It's just Kyle M.
So you felt like you were doing more for him than you would have been doing for the others. You're like, the others have visitors. This guy, it may have been many years since his last visitor.
I felt a connection to Kyle M. You know, it felt good that I don't know the last time Kyle M has had a visitor, but I got to visit him today and he helped me win. So
I hope it is Coco Rules where he was finally gonna rest truly, eternally in silence, and then you woke him the fuck up like 10 seconds and goes, fuck! Or his family does regularly visit them and they were like held back watching you and they're all having a conversation like, Did he have a friend that we didn't know about? Does he have a secret grandson we don't know about? I feel like
I did think about like bringing flowers, but I was worried that his family would show up and be like, "Who the hell? Why are these? Who brought these?
Why are these flowers?" So there's a problem now.
Okay.
I thought so. I was testing the waters, obviously. With
You didn't think I was gonna pull off going and finding a Kyle? You thought this one was an easy pass, didn't you?
We've had so much easier ones, and we failed to do 2 or even 3 of them sometimes. We haven't had a hat trick since episode 1. I did not think the tombstone, speed limit sign, cook a cheeseburger hat. So this is bad, though, because it means we have not found our limit, and things are gonna keep escalating.
I want to make it clear that I failed the challenge where all I had to do was write 1984 on a piece of paper and take a photo of it.
That's what I'm saying.
And I couldn't be half-assed to do that one.
I love just the effort. We're just seeing who's gonna like put the most effort in here. Damn, I thought I was okay. So we've set a standard here now. So I must ask you, Kyle, not Kyle M. What are my options? As the score is now 8-6, and Kyle
86.
has retaken his lead.
86. I once again can tell because now I'm white.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 challenge. Wait, I forgot to write the third challenge. What was the third challenge?
Oh no.
Oh, No Nut November. Okay, I have your 3 challenges.
Okay. Go on. Proceed. What are my options?
I will do these in order of easy to difficult.
Okay, and I hope it's the same as this week where it's actually flipped entirely.
These are all November themed.
Oh no.
The first is for No Nut November.
Okay.
Where I need you. Do you have a nut allergy?
No, I don't have a nut allergy.
Okay, well, you might. We're gonna find out. I want you to find a very large container of nut and consume all of the nuts so that you fail No Nut November.
Okay. How subjective are we being with very large case of nuts? Am I just gonna have to guess and hope that it's a large enough container you allow, or are you gonna give me some sort of guideline here?
I want the cashier at the cash register to, when you purchase these nuts, to say audibly, "That's a lot of nuts!" So you can have a good idea that you bought a lot of nuts.
Now, I am currently dealing with high blood pressure, and nuts are high in sodium, which is the cause of my blood. I will still take this challenge. I will try to find the fine limit between heart disease and amount of nut that I can consume in 7 days.
If you die from too much nut, then this will be a cautionary tale that No Nut November is very important.
It's going to be so close. I might have to finish the last few handfuls during the next episode filming. I might just be... I don't know if you've seen the episode of Always Sunny where Mac is eating the fancy nuts and he's clearly allergic to them and he just keeps scraping into them. Okay. So eat too much nut to fail No Nut November. That's obviously what people mean when they say No Nut November. They're talking about cashews.
Mm-hmm. And as we know, it is getting cold, but not too cold.
Mm-hmm.
Which means the little creepy crawlies are, scurrying inside, scurrying about, looking around. So challenge number 2 is to get a selfie with a living spider.
Ooh. Okay. I am intrigued.
I don't want you killing a spider for this.
No, I don't kill spiders. I just the other day... I found a spider on my bed, and I got the Tupperware, and I walked him outside. Should have taken a selfie at that time. I didn't know.
So, good old spider selfie.
Okay, spider selfie.
And challenge 3 will be our first ever
Oh no.
Our first ever on the street challenge, if we will.
And this is the most difficult challenge.
I consider this difficult.
Okay.
You need to get two strangers, people you don't know.
Okay.
Two strangers to tell you what they are thankful for in this November Thanksgiving time. Just walk up to a stranger and ask them, what are you thankful for? And see what they tell you. But it needs to be two people, because one feels too easy.
By the end of this year, we're going to be doing war crimes. Okay. Shit. So you clearly were upset by your challenges this week, and you have escalated the same way.
I was so upset by that 30 mile per hour sign.
I'm going to put more effort into this than I do paying my taxes every year. This is I think spider will be easiest. Nut might be the most difficult, but the other one means I have to like to make it official so I'm not a creep, I'll have to like enlist my wife or my brother with a camera and then go out in the wild and be like, "Hey, I'm out on the street. What are you thankful for?" Okay.
If somebody ran up to you right now and asked, what are you thankful for, on the street with a camera in your face, what would you say?
Because here's the thing. They're not going to say one thing. You ask somebody what they're thankful for. If they're going to answer that question, they're going to be like, my family, we lost a couple last year, and that was really sad. And then I've got to talk to them and actually care. Because I don't care what somebody's... I don't care what... I'm not asking people what they're thankful for in my everyday life.
If there should be an additional minimum, if they say something like family or friends or not starving, you should under your breath say lame. Unless they say something cool like motorcycles or...
I want you to say that A word again. Because you had 3 guesses and you said all of them on top of each other. I want you to try to say that word. You know which word. One more time.
Which word?
I believe you pronounced it amendment.
Amendment? It is pronounced amendment. Amendment. Amendment?
The word you were looking for is addendum.
Addendum. Addendum. It's an addendum.
And you said amendendum.
Amendendum.
That was really fun to listen to. All right, well, that's good. These 3 challenges aren't even that difficult, but they're enough where the next 6 days of my life will be consumed by all 3 tasks. Unless I get incredibly lucky and like grind it out tomorrow, I know what I'm doing this week, which I guess is nice.
You're gonna... I guess you could nut the entire week, just a week of nutting, where you just, a little bit of nutting at a time.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to nut all at once.
While I'm waiting for a spider to show up, I'm snacking on nut. While I'm waiting on people on the street to show up, I'm eating the barrel of nuts.
While somebody's telling you what they're thankful
I go,
for,
"You want some nuts?"
shoveling nuts in your face.
Yeah, I'm going to hold the microphone and the barrel of nuts and be cramming them in my mouth.
After they finish their statement, you're like, I'm thankful for
because I'm
nuts.
clearly going to go to the college because they'll be more like susceptible to like man on the street interviews. But just imagine like you're leaving biology, you just failed your test, and there's a man who looks like me chowing down on cashews. He goes, "Hey, Mayor!" And you're like, "Okay." And he goes, "What are you thankful for?" And they're like, "What?" 2 people as well. Not just I can't just get lucky with one. I have to. Hopefully I find a pair and I could just, I find 2 friends. I go, "You 2 now, please."
They follow you to see you ask other people questions and you just immediately get in your car and leave after questioning them.
It's also where I live. I'm a little worried about what answers I might get from college students in Kansas. I just don't know what energy I'm going to get, and I'm going to have to meet them halfway. I'm going to have to continue living here and seeing these people semi-regularly. It's not a huge town. It's reasonable that, like, within another week, I'll probably run into them again. They'll be like, "Hey, there's the nut guy."
There's probably a drunk Thanksgiving party going on somewhere.
Yeah, we got to start filming more content in Oklahoma, because right now, if I go to the Arby's, they know I'm the Meat Mountain guy. If I go to the Wendy's, I'm the T-Rex burger guy. If I go to the college, I'm the guy that eats nut. I'm losing a lot of credibility in this town. All right, so those are the options this week. We are also reaching the point where more than likely the community is going to stop doing them. I will say this week I only saw one person do any of the challenges, and that was Tilly made a cheeseburger. I didn't expect anyone to do any of them.
I don't know if even from the get-go we encouraged people to attempt the challenges, because it was always like trying to screw each other, ramping it up.
Yeah.
And the idea of us reaching a point where the people watching are like, I ain't doing that shit.
You want me to do? Wait, 10 hours ago, Galaxy is playing what looks like Undertale on a laptop and making a couple burgers over a fire and had to call in a favor to make them. All right, so that's... Again, if you feel inconvenienced by these challenges, reminder, as a community, you can, be like, haha, I did it too. We're challenging each other. We don't want to hurt you or incapacitate your life in any way. We're strictly trying to inconvenience the shit out of each other, which means that might happen to you. It would be really funny
if, there's got to be someone who's done every challenge who, has a horrible nut allergy, and this is going to be how they die.
Guess this is my last episode to watch. Yeah, I was going to say, there was a race every episode to be the fastest poster, and after last week, that race no longer exists. Nobody was racing to do any of those 3 tasks. Nobody had a tombstone with Kyle on it ready to go like they did the 1984 cache. I also, now looking at the scores, I like how we're both regretting the tasks we did not do and we had the opportunity to do, because it's only going to get harder from here.
The stuff that seemed difficult at the time now feels so easy.
I should have just bought a chainsaw. It would be such an easier time here if I just bought a chainsaw. I don't know what I'm doing, man. So, fuck. All right, so those are the options this week. You've been busy with your tasks, but have you been busy doing anything else this week other than work?
This has been a very eventful week for me, actually.
Okay, take it away. What do you got?
First and foremost, I'll get the simple thing out of the way. I had gone nearly a year. I have I don't know what it's called. We're
You went a year.
I went a year without doing this, but then I relapsed.
Oh, you went back to wiping.
Gonna strangle you.
What did you relapse?
I relapsed. I nearly went a whole year without doing it, and then I finally relapsed. I thought I was going to be able to last a little longer. A couple days ago, I pulled out the Christmas music playlist and listened to Christmas music.
How did you go a year without listening to Christmas music? Within the last year, Christmas has happened. Do you not even listen to Christmas music at Christmas?
Oh, I haven't listened since December. That's why it's been nearly a year.
Oh, okay.
I thought I could make it till December 17th before I'm all right, let's listen to some Christmas tunes. But I was debating the best Christmas song with coworkers, and then I got out to my car and something in me was just I'm in a Christmas music mood.
The only good Christmas songs, and I'm just going to say this with my full chest, is any song that Bing Crosby sang.
There's so many good ones.
Name one that's not by Bing Crosby.
Last Christmas.
That one's pretty good. That one's pretty good, and not by Bing Crosby. You can't name 2, though. You can't name 2 good Christmas songs that are by Bing Crosby.
Happy Holidays?
No. Nah.
Happy Holidays is a classic.
Too woke for me, okay? It's Merry Christmas or nothing.
Sleigh Ride?
You're just saying
most
Christmas
wonderful
things.
time of the years. Jingle Bell Rock.
Oh, Jingle Bell Rock.
Jolly Christmas.
Jingle Bell Rock is
Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree.
Okay, you're just reading through the playlist now.
Little Saint Nick. Let It Snow, Run Rudolph.
What's that one that Peter Griffin sings? I work at Burger King making double wop. Dude, that's one of the original 6-7s right there, is you would just sing Family Guy in middle school. I guess I don't know about you, but that was what a lot of people that I did. It was a good time singing Family Guy. Speaking of Christmas, I mean, that's fine. That's not weird, but you feel bad for breaking that early. I mean, I'm putting up my Christmas tree this week. We put up this little Christmas village last week, so we've got this little city with cotton ball snow around it. It's really cute and adorable. We watched Die Hard, which I must clarify was not for Christmas. As my brother Ethan wanted to claim, we were watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and wife was tired of not getting the Die Hard references, so we put it on, and she was like, "Oh, I'll also get to see if it is a Christmas movie because I always hear that debate, and I want to know."
Is.
And we get through the whole movie, and I'm nervous because I'm on team. It's obviously not a Christmas movie, and. We get to the end. Every time there's a Christmas song needle drop, I'm like, she's so going to be on team. It's a Christmas movie. And it ends and she goes, not only is that not a Christmas movie, I'm annoyed that my entire life I've had to hear people tell me it's a Christmas movie when there is nothing to stand on. I've never heard her get so defensive. She's usually so polite on these things. But she was like, I'm agitated that I've had to sit and listen to an argument that shouldn't exist.
If a movie takes place at Christmas, the character is literally flying out for Christmas, has Christmas music needle drops, has Christmas decorations. Like, do you need Santa Claus to show up at the end and for them to be like, this is the spirit of Christmas? What makes it a Christmas movie if it's not?
I will give you my prerequisites for it to be a Christmas movie. Number one, not to just argue with all of your points immediately. He is not flying out there for Christmas. He is flying out there to prove to his wife that he is good without her and that she should come back to New York and quit her stupid job because she needs a man and should be a successful woman. That's why he's flying out there, okay? Number two, here's my 2 Christmas prerequisites. There needs to be a Christmas lesson. There is no lesson learned Christmas-wise whatsoever. He is the same asshole beginning to end. The only thing that she learns is she goes, wow, I do need my asshole husband to come and save the day for me. I don't need these corporate jobs. That's not a Christmas lesson at all. He kills a bunch of terrorists. There's no Christmas spirit. There is a cop that killed a child, and you're supposed to feel bad for him, and he is fully let loose by the end of the film because he shoots a terrorist point blank. And now he's like, finally, I can sleep at night. No, you can't. You still shot a child. And Bruce, it's a fantastic movie, by the way, but Bruce Willis learns nothing. He is a maniac at the beginning and a maniac at the end. No lesson is learned by anyone.
I think it's a metaphor, and the more you think about it, the more it makes sense. I think the main character is like a metaphor for Santa Claus. If we go off the original legend of Santa Claus, where he was just an ordinary guy, and the ordinary guy, and through trials and tribulations was ascended to a hero and a legend, and they're like all talking about him and that he's coming. He's coming.
And Saint Nick is classically barefoot and says "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker." And classically, climbs through air vents with a lighter. I'll also
the big thing about the movie is his socks. Taking off his socks. And what do you do at Christmas? Take off your socks, fill them with candy.
No, he took off his socks to ground himself. Because on the plane, the guy he's with is like, to ground yourself, you should take off your socks. And then as a point of comedy, he has to lose the socks. Here's another thing. It is not set on Christmas for Christmas reasons. It is the writers needed a reason for a skyscraper to be completely empty, save for one party. That is the only reason it's set not on Christmas. It is set on Christmas Eve because they need an excuse for the building to be mostly empty except for the most important guy who's having an office party there. It is strictly for script and plot reasons, put them at the right place at the right time. Not for any Christmas lesson, not for any Christmas vibes, because, had it not needed the Christmas party setting, the gun tape, I asked Ethan about this, he goes, yeah, he had to use wrapping tape. I'm like, no duct tape exists in the skyscraper that he would have found. No packing tape would have existed near the mailroom. Everything could play out exactly the same if you remove the Christmas elements strictly needed to empty the building.
I think it's just a lesson about being naughty and nice. And
who is nice in this movie? Hans Booby. Not one person in this movie. The FBI is shit. The head of the cops is crazy. Al shot a kid. Have I mentioned that? Because it was dark and he had a Nerf gun. The limo
Does that
driver
actually happen? I forget. Wait,
yes. He goes, so what are you doing sitting at a desk? I feel like you'd want to stop crime. And he goes, well, I used to be a beat cop, and one night I shot a kid. He had a Nerf blaster, and before I know it, I had shot him. And so I never could get myself out in the force again. And you're like, man, what an accident. There's lots of cops just doing things that now we all agree are very bad things. But then at the end,
irony.
The sibling, like, German goes like, "Ah!" And all the FBI falls to their knees and fails to shoot him. But Al goes, I got this. And he shoots him. And there's this zoom as now he's calm and has forgiven himself for shooting the child because he shot a German.
The irony is he probably got that Nerf gun for Christmas. So, I mean...
Yeah, so if Christmas didn't exist, the child wouldn't be shot. Anti-Christmas point proven. Other prerequisites. So that's my one prerequisite is, first of all, no Christmas lesson. Second, you would be insane if we are hanging out, we're baking Christmas cookies, and I say, Kyle, the vibes are great. Put on a Christmas movie. If you put on Die Hard, you know that's not what the fuck I'm asking. Even if you in your heart of hearts like to watch it around Christmas, if the average person, if Denise at work goes, hey, Kyle, we need to put something on in the break room. We need to put a Christmas movie for the vibes. You are not putting on Die Hard.
I totally would. I totally would.
Maybe it's you would, actually. You would. But you would know you're taking a risk there. You would know that there's going to be questions about this. It is an awesome movie. They dropped Hans Gruber on 2 instead of 3. That's one of the best film facts of all time. I don't know if you knew that. Great, fantastic action movie. He is farming one-liners left, right, up, down, center. It's awesome. But, I think it's an awesome movie. I love to watch it any time of the year. But yeah. I just that's my feeling. So you crashed on No Christmas Annual.
Yep.
Was that the eventful that you said was a very eventful week? Was it just that you'd played Christmas music?
I have 2 additional stories.
Okay.
One is about my future, and one is about my past. Which one would you rather have?
Well, we got to know about the past before we can get to the future.
Okay. I was pulled over by a cop.
I knew this kind of, but we'll get to that later. I knew that. So take it away. Why were you pulled over? Did you hit a deer? So for some background, there's a lot of options. I remember there was one time where I was having an argument on my Twitch stream about not knowing my license plate. And so I called a bunch of Twitch streamers and asked if they knew their license plate. And I called Kyle because I knew he would back me up. Not know his license plate. Not only did he not know his license plate, he didn't have one. He hadn't registered or tagged his car in, I think, a year, you told me. There's also the issues with the manual cars and the valet issues. I've been in the car with him where he spent 2 hours in the left lane without even attempting to go to the right lane. He has witnessed a car crash and had the reaction time of the sloth from Zootopia. So take it away. What was it today, or what was it this week?
I'm not great behind the wheel.
I'd love to watch Baby Driver, but it's Baby Kyle.
There was one time unrelated where I had a friend follow me home from work. And I don't know, it's one of those things where you're going just slow enough that they could follow you. And I kind of zoned out because I was thinking about what games we were going to play when we got home. Mm-hmm. We got home and he's like, dude, you ran every single red light. And he's like, thankfully there was no cars around, so I don't know if you just broke the law. And I'm like, oh, I guess I just wasn't paying attention.
Dude, I ran 2 red lights this week. Not
really?
I ran 2 because I was making a point. I swear anytime I have somebody in the car, I will see the light turn yellow, and you have 2 options. You either speed through, hope you make it, get a ticket, or you brake really hard and everyone in the car is uncomfortable, but ultimately you're not going to have to pay a ridiculous fine. I always opt on the side of caution unless it's a stoplight that I commonly use and I'm aware of its timing. But yeah, I had Taylor and Ethan in the car, and I did that, and they made fun of me, and they were like, if it's 60 miles per hour and you have a stoplight, you have 6 seconds. If it's 40 mile per hour area, you have 4 seconds. And I went, bullshit. Why did you try to eat it again? And so I said, that's bullshit. And they were like, no, that's 100% true, like within a second. And so I'm driving 70 miles per hour, and there's a stoplight coming, and I go, okay, I've got 7 seconds. And I count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and I go through it, 3 Mississippi, and it turns fucking red. And I went, okay, cool, not even close. Should have braked there. And then I like to make a point, the next stoplight, I did the exact same thing. And once again, I went straight through 2 red lights back to back just to make my point. And now I will always just be on the side of caution and brake a little harder than I should. So back to you flying through red lights.
Mine was more of a, 20 miles per hour zoning out at 3 a.m. running red lights.
Getting texts from Hannah about the pod.
You ran a red light at, 70 miles per hour. That seems more dangerous.
Yeah,
You're
but officer, I was making a point to my brother. I don't think I was trying to win an argument. Now, you'll notice he's not in the car, but this is more of a mental argument I was trying to win.
I drove, and there was a car on my ass, and while he's on my ass, I'm kind of going slow enough that he'll go around me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm checking my phone for a second to find a song. And the lights go on. And I'm like, oh, cop! And I pull over into like a ditch because we're just out in the middle of nowhere. And the cop comes up and he shines the light in my face and he's like...
I would love to be the cop that shines the light and sees you in that shirt. There's jazz still scatting on the radio because you didn't think to turn it down.
Oh, there was jazz on the radio. Normally when a cop pulls you over, it's usually the license and registration, all that stuff. But this cop had me dead to rights. He hits me with the, have you had anything to drink tonight, sir?
He just pulls out a tape measure instead. He's like, I gotta make sure you...
Because usually they hit you with the, do you know what you did wrong? And then, like, they want you to guess. Like, was I going too fast? With your big puppy dog eyes.
Right.
And usually, and I want to make it clear, I've only been pulled over 2 times in my life. One time was for a broken tail light. And the other time is because I was speeding to get my mom to the emergency room. And that one was kind of badass, not because my mom was having an allergic reaction, but because I got a police escort to the hospital. So I told the cop what was happening. The cop was like, I understand, I'll escort you. And he drove in front of me with his lights on. And I'm like, this is cool. It's a good thing I didn't lie about that, or it would be awkward when we got to the hospital.
People look over, that guy's chasing that cop.
So he pulls me over, and I'm like, damn, I wonder if this is going to be the one. And he hits me with the, you've been drinking tonight. And I'm like, no, sir. And he's like, marijuana? And I'm like...
Hardly Noah.
No, hardly Noah. And he's looking all in my car. And next to me, I have a plate of, like, chicken and rice.
This is just like the Gabriel Iglesias joke. I don't know if you've heard it before. A plate of chicken and rice.
Because sometimes I make a plate of food to eat on the way to work. If you get to work early, you can sit there and
you might get a little hungry. It's like having cereal while you're driving. No, a plate of chicken and rice is insane. That's so messy.
It had been sitting there because this is after I had gotten off of work. Right. So it'd been sitting in my car all day, so he sees this chicken and rice in my car at like 4 a.m. And I assume what he's doing is he's sitting outside of my work and he's waiting for people leaving who might be drunk because we serve alcohol there. Right. And I'm like, no, sir. And he's like, I saw you swerve really bad. And I'm like, okay, let's lie.
Of course.
That's the number one thing to do with a cop is lie.
I'm like, what is the percent?
I'm like, what is the best excuse for why I maybe pulled a big sir?
Define car.
Define car. So I'm thinking of things. I'm like, there was a possum in the road, there was a deer in the road, and I hit him with the I can't see.
No, you.
I hit him with the my glasses are clogged up and I didn't have my brights on, so I couldn't see the road very well.
I would have just said, you didn't see that deer back there? you
That's
went
what I
with,
should have done.
I'm blind and shouldn't legally be driving, officer.
And then he hits me with the, were you on your phone? And I'm like, okay, he's bought me an easy out, so I'm gonna say that's what it was.
No!
And I'm like, yeah, sir, I was looking for a song on Spotify. And then I turned my volume up louder because I had it on quiet. And I
like, he wouldn't believe you were listening to music unless you went, see music.
Yeah, so the song I had playing on the car was Etta by Lee Morgan.
Okay.
Feel free to look it up at any time. I don't know if there'll be a copyright, but needless to say, it made the entire interaction feel like a Charlie Brown episode. It's just very nice jazz.
Okay. Very good.
It goes on. There's some trumpets. There's some little scatting music. And then he takes my ID and he's like, insurance. And I'm like, it's on my phone. So while this flashlight is my face, I'm like 2 minutes of beeping and booping on my phone to pull up my insurance, and I show him. And then he goes back to the car, and I'm like, the whole time, I'm not going to be honest, from the moment he pulled me over, all I can think of is what would be the funniest thing I could do for the podcast.
We have the same stupid brain. This is such a good show. Okay. And what
I'm like,
came
what
to
is
mind? You're like, what if I got out of the car and asked if I could hold his gun? What if I got out and said I had to pee? What if I just sprinted into the woods and came back for my car later?
I'm like, what can I do that, like, the body cam and cop car cam footage could be used as B-roll on our podcast? I'm like, what if I pretended to be really drunk, and then when he tested me, I went, gotcha, because I wasn't really drunk. He might find that funny. I didn't do that. I thought about that. I'm weighing all the options. He comes back to me, and he's like, all right, I'm going to let you off with a warning, sir. Stay off your phone and don't swerve. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, maybe he went back and saw that I've never, ever had a ticket ever. And he didn't want to break that.
Right.
I thought maybe he'd want to be my first, but he didn't. He's like, oh, I'm going to be the first one to write him a ticket. So I got off scot-free. He followed me for another, 10 minutes.
That is the worst.
It was the most careful driving of my life. I thought of doing a funny thing where, at once I would, swerve really bad and then, give a thumbs up out the window.
Remember that?
Remember that? And then eventually he pulled away, and I'm like, yeah. And then I was able to change my song off of Lee Morgan. I did tell that to my coworkers, and Denise hit me with that cop was in a good mood because her friend.
Who's her friend? Dispatch?
She said that her friend had done something for that cop that had put him in a good mood that night, and that's why he didn't get the ticket. I don't know what that means. I don't know if she bought him an RC helicopter or something.
Do you think she gave him raspberries? It all over.
Just an actual handful of fruit, and he's like, oh, these are my favorite. These are my favorite.
Gave him some chicken and rice, and so he saw your chicken and rice, and he's like, well, he's not offering his. What an asshole. Everyone else I pulled over tonight is offering me their plate of chicken and rice.
So the cop was apparently in a good mood, so it all went pretty good for me.
I've only been pulled over, I think, 3 or maybe 4 times and only gotten 1 ticket. There was the time where I was in my hometown in Missouri about to drive back to Kansas after a family dinner, and I was like, I gotta get home to Kansas because I work at Dairy Queen in Missouri at 6 a.m. And so I had stopped at a stop sign, looked both ways, and then just went real quick. immediately the local town police, because they've got quotas and there's zero crime there, so it's like if you're just on the street after midnight, they're like, that's some shady stuff. Like if you go for a run at any time, they're like probably homeless or running crack or just stole from somewhere. And he pulls me over, and he goes to the passenger side window and he's shining the light around, and he goes, you know what a California roll is? And I went, sushi? And he went, no, what you just did back there. You didn't stop fully at the stop sign. You stopped for like a half second and then went, like Californians do. And I went, why would I know that? And
you're like sushi, and he's like, hell yeah, brother, and he pulls out a whole roll,
and then
he's like, you want to help me finish these?
Last guy had chicken and rice. I was hoping you had sushi in here. And then to keep the food things going, he goes, what do you got shake for? And I look around, and I hold up a 5-hour energy, and I go, this? And he goes, no, shake. And I went, dog, what do you mean? I'm not, no, the Sonic's over there. I haven't even passed the Sonic yet. How would I have a shake? And he goes, no, like weed. Like when people grind weed, it makes lots of crumbs. That's called shake. It's all over your car. And I went, is it? And then I looked, and again, I had never done weed at this point. And I'm looking around, I'm like, that's dirt, sir. That's dirt and fingernails and grime. And he goes, that's shake. And I went, okay, I guess, but it's not. I was like, I've never done weed in this car. That'd be insane. And then he said, now I'll be, he does that thing where he's like, I'll help you out. He's like, has anyone borrowed the car recently that may have smoked weed? And I go, no, literally no. I'm the only person that drives this car. And he goes, I'm just trying to help you here. I'm just trying to figure out where the shake came from. If you could just, and I go, sir, I'm not lying to you. I just discovered what shake is, and I'm the only one that drives this car. And why would I do weed in my car like that and just grind weed everywhere? That's
You're
insane.
like, I'm going to Sonic right after this and getting a shake. You made me very thirsty.
Yeah. Like, me and you are so lucky. We've both, like, you're not supposed to be able to claim ignorance of the law, but I think me and you get away with that a lot, where they're just like, they see us and they're like, oh, poor kid. All right, we'll leave him
I think
alone.
you can tell when somebody is, like, playing stupid and when somebody is genuinely clueless.
Sometimes I'm too stupid and they definitely think I'm lying. And so then, like, 2 more cops pull up and they're looking around the car and they're, like, about to get it. And I'm like, what is happening right now? And then he goes, okay, I need to see your insurance card and your ID. And I go, okay. He takes 30 minutes to check these. And I text my mom and I go, hey, that's the insurance. She goes, no, that's the insurance card from last year. That's expired. I'll send you the new one. So he comes back, gives me the insurance card ID, and says everything looked good. So for 30 minutes, he is back there wasting my time. He didn't check the insurance, because if he did, he would see that was the expired insurance. So he was just yanking my dick. And so then he finally let me go. And then I called my mom. And he's like, no more California rolls. And I called my mom. And so because it's a small town, he called his, like, mother and got him on the line and just yelled at him a bunch about how stupid and a piece of shit he is. And she was like, you didn't even actually check his insurance. You wasted his time and accused him of all these things. So there was that. Then there was another time where I was driving at 2 a.m. without headlights. But again, I just didn't realize it because I just left the Sonic and a guy pulled me over and he goes, where you heading? I went, home, because I got my Sonic. And, and he goes, why are you driving suspicious? And I was like, am I? And he goes, just your parking lights are on right now. And I went, how does that happen? And then I pointed at the light thing and I go, this thing I think changes the lights. And I went, oh, I must have bumped it. And then he gave me this look and he was just like, are you, oh, okay, I guess. Go on. He immediately, because I'd never changed my lights before.
You're like, I'm just here with my Sonic shake. And he's like, what did you say?
Shake, he's got a gun. He's got a shake. And then, of course, there was the time where I improperly passed the school bus and had to pay like $500 to the state of Kansas. And that sucks so much. Because I don't know if I've shared it on the podcast. I've certainly shared it before, but I had just moved to Kansas, and this is one of the largest towns I've lived in. I come from a town where it's literally 1 2-lane road. That's it. There's not even a median really anywhere. And then there's the side streets off of that. Here, there's like a 4-lane road with a median, major highway. There's the college. And it was my first week living here, and I'm driving on the far right of the 4 lanes with a median, and there's a school bus coming this way. Major 45-mile-per-hour road, no stop signs to take, and I see the bus. It's letting out kids on the opposite side of the road. So I slow down and yield, just look around for children, and then I keep going, because I don't think kids are expected to run across 5 lanes.
Did he have the little side flap stop out?
Yes, but 4 lanes over and across the median. I assume they're not trusting kids to run across a 5-lane fucking highway.
Never know.
Right. And I was like, that's insane. And so I slow down. I look both ways, and then I continue, because again, just so far for the bus. There's a crosswalk 2 blocks that way that I assume people would use. And then I keep going. I'm ultra safe. And then this mother on the right side, on my side, dives in front of my car and is screaming at me. I'm like, what a crazy asshole. What a weirdo. And then immediately after that, I see her point, and this cop comes out of the bush, who's clearly been watching. It's the first day of school, and this is what they do to out-of-towners, because I've now seen it every year. They wait, because every year people come to the college, don't know the law. And I pull over in front of this frat, and they're all on the porch watching. And I'm also delivering a DoorDash at this time, and it's getting cold. And the guy is like, do you know I pulled you over? And I go, no. And I go, did I do something wrong back there? Because people were real upset. And he goes, why did you pass the school bus? And he was like, I said, because I thought I could. I was like, do you think I was like, I didn't want to. And he just immediately, it's one of those things where he just goes, $500 fine. If I had done that in Georgia, I would have went to jail. The way that I passed it was a federal offense. Had I done it in Missouri, that's not illegal. If there's a median...
That's a death sentence.
Yeah, I say, in Missouri, where I'm from, if there's a median, you don't have to stop. Because that's an insane expectation that children are just going to trust 5 lanes of drivers to stop for them. Like, as a parent, I wouldn't allow that. I'd be like, go to the crosswalk, idiot. Wait for the light and then cross. Don't just trust 20 strangers.
I stopped for a school bus today just because it had its lights on.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It was stopped. And then like 30 seconds later, it put out the stop sign and let kids out. But I stopped for the whole thing because I feel like running over a child would be bad.
Like I said, if it was a normal road, anything else, I know to stop and all that. But I was like, 4 lanes. I was like, there's no way all of this highway is going to stop for that school bus. They're going to get on that side and use the cross. There's no way.
I've seen just so many stupid kids that like...
Oh, yeah.
Run out in front or run, and they don't look both ways.
And now I've seen how like militant the cops are. Now, if it's between 2 and 4 p.m., I do not leave the house. If I'm like, I need to run an errand, I wait. And I'm like, nope, the buses are out. I'm not going to do anything wrong. I'm not going to have to deal with the buses. But yeah, that was, and my family was like, go plead ignorance of the law and go to the court. And I was like, no, that's stupid. Because 1, that shouldn't be allowed, and 2, it isn't allowed. I was like, I can't be like, didn't know about the law, whoopsie. Otherwise, everyone would do that when they do murder. But that's the only ticket I've gotten. Otherwise, I've just been stopped and warned a bunch.
I saw that there was the one woman recently where I think she was offered either a day in jail or like 2 weeks of community service.
Oh, lucky. I would do a day in jail, right?
She took the day in jail, and everybody was like making fun of her, and I'm like,
Nobody knows what jail is like. Yeah, that's just,
you
knock it out. That's a podcast story. Put in the comments
2
when you
weeks
do
of
2 weeks community service, even if it was a week of community service. Just 1 day in jail is so non-consequential. It's not long enough to get stabbed. Probably you get the
a free
vibes.
lunch. I think.
Yeah, you do get a free lunch. You get a free bed. It's like a free hotel. It could be like pay $100 fine, or like the bus thing. If he was like, go to jail for a night or pay $500, be like, no, I'll go sleep it off. I'll think about my actions.
I think because there's like the 2 types. There's the little at the police where it's like the little jail cell.
And then there's prison.
And then there's prison.
And you don't want to go to prison.
Would you do a week of community service or 1 day in prison?
No, 1 day in prison, you are truly gambling with, especially if they know you're the 1 day guy. They're
gonna the 1 day guy.
They're like, we got a new busload of 1 dayers. This asshole wanted to run over a fucking kid. Let's get him.
If I could just imagine all the people out of prison, many of them there for life, and just hearing that one guy is coming in for 1 day because he didn't want to do community service.
This feels like an old like Adam Sandler Happy Madison film, I would love to see Prison for a Day. It's just
Prison
like,
for a day.
you gotta go take care of your son for a week or go to prison for a day. And he's like, yuck, parenthood. And he finds out prison isn't all it's cracked out to be. David Spade is the abusive guard. Steve Buscemi is the warden. Kevin James is Kevin James. Oh, I would love that movie. I would love to watch Prison for a Day. Go to prison for a day. Put in the comments, what wouldn't you do versus going to prison for a day? There's not a lot. You know, I might go to prison for a day just because. I feel like I could ask them, like, hey, can I sleep in here for the night? And they'd be like, I guess, if you want to.
My final thing before we probably get to questions is tomorrow I am going in for a house tour.
Oh, he's crying. He's so happy about the
so
house. We won't be able to hear
happy.
Prices Right in the background for the entire recording. I heard the Showcase Showdown wheel 8 different times.
Showcase
during
Showdown wheel in the back. It's yeah, I put in the application, found a place I really liked. They're gonna let me look at it so I can see. I heard now they're putting like AI generated images on like house sites.
Oh, for sure. Especially like maybe they can't get the furniture out quick enough, so they'll probably just give it to AI and be like, remove the furniture, and you get the general idea.
People have done a lot of side-by-sides of the AI and the real, and it's like crazy. So I'm so scared. But I went and I looked at the outside, and it was nice. Inside looks nice. I'm excited. I've been looking for places all year.
Yeah, how many bedrooms? Do it have yard?
I do have a little yard, 3-bedroom. It has a dishwasher. That's the big thing. I saw a lot of places that don't have dishwashers. I don't like doing dishes in the sink.
I love doing dishes. I haven't had a dishwasher, actually, at any place I've lived as an adult, has never had a dishwasher.
I think it actually has all appliances except for a fridge, which means I would probably have to Black Friday find a fridge.
Huh.
If this ended up working out. There's a good chance I don't have a place for another 6 months. We'll have to see.
Right. How many bedrooms is it?
3-bed.
3 beds. So you've got the bedroom. You've got 2 other bedrooms. What are you doing with those?
There's, with the other 2 bedrooms, there's a chance that unless I do my stream setup in the living room, one room is just the stream room.
Right. Hold on, they're spinning the wheel. What's it landing on? I could hear the wheels spinning.
She can either win a car or a pillow set.
Ooh.
Or a spice rack.
She needs to pick the third door. You always switch.
I hope she gets the pillows.
I hope she gets the 1 day in jail.
The 1 day.
So you have stream room, you have bedroom, and what is the third room?
The third room would probably be library.
If you just have a library again, I'm begging for library streams. When you do those streams where you read the fan fictions or the entire scripts, I am demanding that they be streamed just wide shot in the library. I want them to have a full production team, reading Rainbow style.
For those that don't know, I have literally like 9 or 10 bookcases. Like, they're the tall ones that have like 5 shelves each, and I just put them side by side all around the room. I have so many comics and books, and I have one for like movies and games. And physical media takes up space.
Yeah, where are these things now?
They are all in boxes, all in a storage unit that I've been paying every month, just sitting.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Well, that'll be good.
My last place was a 4-bedroom, and the 4th bedroom was it was a TV and a treadmill.
It was. You had a library and a home gym, neither of which ever saw your... I remember when I told your chat about it during the Hot One stream, they went, what? Why have we been in this room this entire time? If I had access to that, that would just be most of what I would do. All right, before we get to the emails and comments, I'm going to forward them to you. I like sometimes whenever you leave...
You want me to read them this time?
Yeah.
I gave the email to somebody, so I'm gonna see if it worked. If you do our email in all lowercase, does it work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for reading, I put it in all caps. But yeah, it's just whammopod@gmail.com. It can be all caps, it can be all lowercase. It really doesn't matter, but just whammopod@gmail.com. If you want to send an email and ask what are your options.
All right, let's go through these one at a time.
Do the emails, and then we'll get to the comments and stuff.
We have Derm Wamk. If you could go back in time and go see any musical artist perform dead or alive, who would you like to see?
Who sent that?
That is from Drago.
Oh, thanks, Drago. Do you have an answer for this?
Honestly, it'd be cool to see, like, the Beebles.
That's so lame.
Listen. Half of them are dead. It's just Ringo.
Here's the issue,
We only got Ringo left.
We're Beatles. Like, I've seen clips, and the crowd doth go crazy for live Beatles. Are they doing anything that cool that you'd be, like, so impressed in person?
One of my favorite things was the Beatles Rock Band game. Whenever you played, you could hear all the music, you could hear the singing, but it had an audience mode you can turn on. And it made it that while you and your friends performed the song, all you could hear coming from your TV was people screaming and clapping. And they're like, this is all the actual Beatles could actually hear. And it's maddening because you can't hear what you're doing. You only hear screaming. Everybody in the audience only hears screaming just because they're there.
I would love to see like a black and white photo of you time travel to a Beatles concert and you bring your Guitar Hero guitar and you're in the crowd with people like, what the fuck? And it's just, can somebody Photoshop Kyle in a black and white photo at a Beatles concert with a Guitar Hero guitar going crazy? I mean, mine, I would say Linkin Park, pre Chester Bennington death. 100%. I still love Linkin Park now. I have no problem with the band now, but I remember when that happened, I was like, shit. Yeah. I have all this Linkin Park merch. Love Chester Bennington, and I was like, damn it. I was gonna go to the next tour. Oh, they just have it. So I would say like, because I thought of it, if I had to go older, probably something lame. Either Queen or Elvis.
Yeah.
Big fans of those guys. I don't know. Is Stevie Wonder dead or is he still kicking? I don't know. If Stevie Wonder's one of those people like Malala where I don't know if he's dead or not. Okay, well, once Stevie Wonder dies, then my answer will be Stevie Wonder. But for now, it's not Stevie Wonder.
Otherwise, I'd go all the way to like Beethoven or Mozart just watch jam out.
Beethoven rock out on the keys would be so awesome. My name is Beethoven, motherfucker. Maybe you heard of me. Not the Saint Bernard version. I'm the real OG. When I trade blows, you couldn't hit puberty.
You go up on stage and you do that in front of him, and he just drops dead on the spot.
I only do the Justin Bieber part, and I give him his lines. All right, what else we got?
All right. I have a email to Bald Kyle.
That's you.
From Denise. And it says, hello! Stop doing the impression of me or I'll curse you! Also, Kyle owes my friend a shout out for getting him out of that ticket sent from my iPhone!
That was the most Gilbert Gottfried that was so high pitched and frill. Discord cut out 90% of that. I just heard cut.
I'm sure to take my audio for that
one. We already gave credit for that. Yeah.
That's what she talked about. She got me out of that ticket somehow. I don't know how, but thanks to that friend.
Do you think she gave him a Sega Saturn?
Oh my god, I'd be in such a good mood if I got a Sega Saturn.
Do you think she gave him headbands? No?
Maybe some headbands.
Yeah. like maybe some BJ's, like some Bojangles, like a gift card, you know? What do you think?
Maybe the cop just needed a hand.
Yeah.
You know, like he was just going through some stuff, so she gave him a hand.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have a job for everybody. Everyone's got their thing. So So are you going to stop doing the voice, or are you going to keep going further into Gilbert Gottfried?
I think, of course, because the curse was, of course, because of what happened to Ryan, where she said he was going to hit a deer and he hit that deer. I was telling her that my dad was sick, and I was telling her, I'm like, yeah, my dad's got ammonia, pneumonia. I'm just listing out all diseases, and she was laughing. And I'm like, you don't know that this is a bit, you can't laugh. And she's like, oh, I thought you were going to say your dad has amnesia. And I'm like,
also,
okay.
Why is that funny?
Also, why would that be funny? And then my dad, he hit me with he's like, oh man, I've been having trouble remembering things lately. And I'm like, oh god, it's the Denise curse.
Oh,
she got
Denise
to my
is
dad.
really good at cursing.
And she was talking about the curses the other day at work, and her mouth just started bleeding. So we're starting to think she's actually got like Etsy witch powers.
I think she has Etsy witch power. I think she's charging her triangles and her Goudas in retrograde.
I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna have her whip up a curse for you.
No.
And we're gonna see if it comes true.
I don't think that needs... Now, what will have to happen is, I don't think you're allowed to tell me what the curse is, and then whatever the time frame, a week or 2 weeks, you let me know, and then I'll let you know if that's happened if I hadn't mentioned it already. It'd be even funnier if you just... You don't talk to Denise at all. You wait till I tell you any bad story, and you go, no. And then you reveal that that's
the
exactly
curse.
what you... Yeah, I'm like... Dude, I stubbed my toe at McDonald's the other day, and he goes, no way. No freaking way, dude. God.
And speaking of Ryan and the curse, you can use these photos if you want, he said. To prove that this wasn't made up, he sent, LOL, I did not intentionally hit the deer. He has the photo of his demolished car, the deer he hit, and the police coming out to help him with it. So,
by the way, he didn't just hit that deer. He obliterated that deer. In that photo, it is... Hold on, let's see if I can increase the size here on my phone.
If you don't want to put a photo of a dead deer on the screen, you could do like an artist MS Paint rendition of it, because that thing got destroyed.
I'll do an MS Paint chalk outline around it. There we go. I just said, yeah. It is doing the whip and the nay-nay. Its head's over there. It looks like something out of like an Ari Aster film.
It's like a Peter Griffin death pose.
That's exactly what it looks like. After it looks like the deer fell down 2 flights of stairs. It didn't get hit by a car. It just fell down a few flights of stairs. God damn. So, sorry, Ryan, for saying you did that intentionally, although I may still believe you did that intentionally.
And then final question from Drago says, if you got teleported to your past self and could only say one sentence to yourself, what would you say?
Hey, who are you? My name's Kyle. I'm Mister. Do you like my full head of hair? What's with the bald look? Huh? Can't grow much hair, huh? Broken headset. Cool shirt, though. What's that like? You want to go play baseball?
On to the comments that were left on our video.
You don't have an answer to that? I would tell my younger self, relax. Chill the fuck out, dude.
I'm not gonna lie, if I was a kid and a man teleported in front of me and looked at me and said, relax, and then disappeared, I would never relax ever again.
You know what? Yeah, that is the thing where it's like, that's why I'm anxious, actually. Now that I think about it, there was a man when I was a kid that approached me on the streets and told me to relax, and I think that's where, yeah, that is why I was so tense. It's sort of like Interstellar. I brought myself here. God. All right, what do we got from the comments?
We got some comments on the last video. Holy shit, dad cameo. Didn't release Denise was Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah, Denise is Gilbert Gottfried. We've confirmed that.
We got a message on the T-Rex burger that says, hey, Psycho, can you stop drinking the moke?
I forgot until I was watching the video of the T-Rex burger. I drank the moke through like the last 10 minutes of that session.
You kind of just started enjoying it.
Yeah. It was just the only liquid we had in the car to wash down the grease.
On the T-Rex burger video, we got this great image of Homer Simpson downing the beef.
That's one of the first comments on there, and it made me so happy because that is like just genuinely what it felt like when we were trying to eat the tower of burger.
You'll have no idea how funny this was watching while laying in bed stoned. The police... The idea of people watching us stoned, the police pulling up to a car that looks like it's hotboxing, but two grown men in a burger the size of a baby step out.
Yeah, we step out with the burger. We have it on a leash walking around. We don't leave the burger in the car. We make sure we need to bring that out to help explain things.
Good Lord.
So we've got some fun comments around the TikTok, YouTube. None on Spotify, thanks to the issue. Hopefully that's not an issue next week. We'll see how my argument with Disney Studios goes. We'll see if that tune works out. I just watched a 2-hour documentary from Lemon though about all of the things we've sent into space where we're just screaming constantly like ah! Like there's the vinyl record we sent out into space on I think Voyager 2 in case they want to listen to Michael Jackson for some reason. That's out there. Doritos once beamed a commercial to the Betelgeuse star system. So imagine being an alien and you suddenly get a Doritos ad. It's a real thing. Doritos had a competition in the 90s where they said, send us your best commercial and we'll beam it into space. And I think that one will arrive at the star system in 2045, which means around 2090, if they can respond, they will respond by then.
What if, and this is kind of a scary thought, what if there is another planet out there that it has humans, and they've also, through pure luck, invented Arby's. And they're like, we're going to beam an Arby's commercial to another planet to show them we exist, and it gets to our universe and we see it, but it just looks like a normal Arby's commercial, so we think nothing of it.
I mean, there's a possibility. Can we find the first Arby's? What if Arby's exists here because of that situation where somebody was like, oh, this business doesn't exist and we just got this free ad, let's make an Arby's. What if we only have an Arby's because of that situation?
Some guy was listening to the radios and heard an Arby's ad and was like, that sounds good.
Yeah,
I'll make it.
Oh, what's it landing on? I just heard the wheel spin again.
Ding, ding, ding. She got a 10.
She got a 10? Oh, she's got to spin again. You got to spin again on a 10. All right, what do we got? Give me an 85, 85, 85.
Oh, it's stuff.
What? What is stuff? Kyle's now pointing his camera at the TV. All I see is a graveyard.
I tried to turn my camera around, but I forgot that it gets green screened out.
There's this guy. I forget his name, but he got a text from this elderly white family on accident. They added his number to the group chat, and they were planning Thanksgiving, and he put in the chat a selfie of him. Doesn't look like them at all, and he was like, can I still come to Thanksgiving? That shit looks delicious. And they were like, sure thing, because he wasn't doing anything for Thanksgiving. And now for the last 10 years, he spent Thanksgiving with this random family every year. This year, it's sponsored by the Corn and Green Bean Company. So they've got sponsored Thanksgiving dinner because of this random group chat conversation. I wish I had that. Anytime I've ever had a random number text me or a random phone call, I always try to play it up, and it's never gone well. It's usually somebody just says mean things to me.
Now I just get random texts asking why the podcast is gone.
God, 3 a.m, the phone rings, you answer it. Where's the pod, Kyle?
Where is it?
Where's the pod, Kyle? By the way, this is Hannah. I just love the needed clarification. They're like, oh yeah, this is an insane thing to do this late at night. Oh God. So yeah, hopefully we've got the DMCA squared away. Sorry about that. We will change the jingle to something that won't get striked. If you want to make your own song, a good place to put that would be the subreddit, which is the What Are My Options Pod, reddit.com/r/What Are My Options Pod.
I can't believe that we are going to be losing my favorite song, streaming, gaming, royalty-free music, no DMCA, safe stream, beat podcast music.
It has to be some AI. If it is Warren Carter personally, who's seeking these things out, that's making that title and then striking them, I hope it's some rogue AI bot from some random organization that either Spotify or him have paid. If it's him, that's insane. Again, I have no problem losing it. It's just annoying if we lose the appeal. I will have to edit 20 episodes of the podcast this week, and I'd rather not do that. Luckily, YouTube lets you trim and re-upload on site, but Spotify, it's slow as shit, and I'm going to have to fully render on my computer and then re-upload one by one, which is going to take a full week while I'm eating nut. So, again, if you want to eat nut, I don't know how you prove you ate a whole case of nuts or did the other challenges. Again, that's on the subreddit.
There's a chance that that's the one challenge you don't do, and then No Nut November is a success.
Yeah, that's it. It would. There we go. I mean, I feel like I've already failed it simply because I eat extra crunchy peanut butter like every day or every other day. So I feel like I'm already. But we can just really hammer it down, real sinful style. And then if you've got emails or comments, whether about the podcast or you want advice or comments about us, that is whamopod@gmail.com, wamopod@gmail.com. He is
Kyle.
I am Trey. We both have our Twitch streams, our channels at Suncracker TV, Teal Hollow 1. I'm pretty active on Letterboxd, actually, more than my own Twitch stream. We've got box dancing. Is that what that's called? I think it's slap boxing. I don't know what that is.
Vogue.
That's Vogue? Why? What is Vogue?
Vogue. Voguing.
I thought Vogue was a magazine. What's Vogue? Why is that voguing?
To vogue is when you're like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Anyway,
Madonna.
You know, Madonna had a rib removed. That way she could.
You're thinking of the wrong person. That's not even who did that.
Okay.
It's the wrong person.
I always mix up Marilyn Monroe, Marilyn Manson, and Madonna. Which one removed a rib for their penis?
Dumbass. I'm not telling you which one removed their rib.
That is it. Do you have anything else, buddy?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna go eat nut, find a spider friend, and be cordial to people on the street.
Go make
Do
some
my
friends.
first man on the street interview. So I've been Trey. He's been Kyle. This has been Water Bashers Podcast, episode 12. We will see you guys next Friday, Mondays for the bonus video. Goodbye.
Adios.
Good night.